And welcome back to Sydney's Amaroo Park Raceway, Heat 2 of the AMSCAR Series. Here's how the top 10 looks after Heat 1. Mark Scape starts out of pole with Tony Longhurst alongside, and row 2 is Jimmy Richards and Terry Finnegan. Out of position number 5, Paul Morris, a doubtful starter. Paul not too well here today. And out of position number 6, Bob Pearson in the Product Commodore. Neil Crompton starts from 7, Trevor Ashby from 8, Stewart and Jones as they get off the line. And a fair old BMW carve up, let me tell you, as they got off the line very smartly indeed. Scaife and Richards to the top of the hill. Longhurst is in there, but he's got a horde of V8 Holdens trying to attack his rear.
Well, if ever anybody could get a good start up a hill here at Amaroo, it's one of the steepest climbs we've got in Australia, apart from Bathurst itself, Mike. So it's only natural that Scaife and Richards should beat him to the top of the hill.
We're watching Neil Crompton as he closes on the Lansvale Smasher Repairs car. Jimmy Richards leads the race as they exit the turn. Mark Scape is in second, Longhurst. And look at Crompton coming into it just behind this as they go down to the lake turn.
So Richards leading them through. Mark Scape hangs onto the bumper of his teammate. Tony Longhurst has got V8s climbing all over the back. And then we go in the middle of this battle with Neil Crompton. Dunlop race came aboard the GIO Commodore. He's pushed his way past Ashby. A good aggressive start from Crompton. Gets Tony Longhurst well in his sights as they come over the hill for the second time.
I tell you what, Cromley's not a bad mover here today.
No, I think he's fairly well wired up or strung up, one of the two. But he's been driving well all weekend, Mike, and I don't think Tony's in for an easy run here.
Commodore's showing plenty of form here. I was talking to the Yokohama technicians yesterday. They said the downforce from this new body kit on the Commodore's proving quite a fair bit of sidewall flex on the tyres. We'll have to build some new tyres for these cars. So the aerodynamics working well on the Commodores at a track with a high average speed like Amaroo Park. Very effective thing to have on board.
Here comes Mark Scafe down under brakes. Very smooth that on teammate Jimmy Richards. Jim lets him go, so Scafe goes through to take the lead away from his teammate. But it's all developing back behind as we take the race cam now. Swinging out of here with the Dunlop race cam. Crompton works on the tail now of Tony Longhurst and the Benson and Hedges BMW as they head up the hill. I'll tell you what, that little bimmer certainly gets up the hill quickly.
Once he gets daylight in front of him and he's got nobody to bother him, Tony can really hound out that little car around. And he does it so efficiently and so well that Neil will be fighting hard to get by him, but it's not an impossible job yet. Only 10 laps, remember.
They're all over Tony Longhurst as they come downhill. Hope you're enjoying Seven's coverage of the AMSCAR races from Amaroo Park on the 7 network. Mike Raymond along with Alan Moffat, Mark Osler and Andy Raymond. We've got some great racing going here, Mark.
Sure do, Mike. You can just see Crompton monstering the BMW. Oh, the GIO car, very, very strong under brakes. He went deeper and deeper.
What?
That is a fabulous move by Crompton. He's been saying the braking performance of this GIO car. He was able to match Longhurst at Eastern Creek, and you saw a graphic demonstration of it there. Big 1,300 kilogram hold and sliding down the outside of the little BMW. Fabulous performance from Crompton. Now up to position 3 from 4 off the grid. Fabulous run. So he's getting his way back toward the Winfield cars. Keep in mind too that Crompton's got the Holden engine Commodore as opposed to the much more powerful Chevy units up in front of him.
Trevor Ashby, Steve Reed's car, the Lansvale Smasher Repairs Dulux Auto Colour car running back there just behind Tony Longhurst at this stage. Mark Scape still leads. Jim Richards in second.
Oh, Trevor Ashby's having a few dramas under brakes into that corner. Big lockups, plenty of smoke as he tries to hang on to the back of Longhurst BMW. But very impressed with the speed of the GIO car.
No, he's done well there, and you don't pass on the outside of that corner without some real calculations. So his judgment going into that corner was just perfect for Crompton. It wasn't as if he was passing a stranded car. That was Tony Longhurst he nailed, and the BMW is not infamous for not having good brakes. I'm very surprised with that move.
These two guys really know how to get around Amaroo Park. Trevor Ashby and of course Terry Finnegan, two privateers who do a superb job running the east coast of Australia. Tony Longhurst holding station over the two of them at the moment.
Yeah, beautifully turned out car, Dulux Auto Colour. Lansvale Smash Repairs Commodore. They've got Ron Gillard looking after preparation of the car now, and certainly the car's a very strong performer and seems to be proving fairly reliable. So Crompton tries to make up the gap on the two Winfield cars ahead of him. Scaife, Richards, Crompton, Tony Longhurst, Trevor Ashby and Terry Finnegan. That's the top 6.
5 laps down, 5 to go. Trevor Ashby, the Lansvale Smash Repairs Commodore, sits in behind Tony Longhurst BMW. as the two Winfield Commodores get away just a little from Neil Crompton, who's done a fabulous job, starting out of position number 7.
Yes, if Neil had finished his first heat where he should have, or one would say where he was almost entitled to, would have been a different show here on this second heat. But he's done well to get up as far as he has.
Well, he was second fastest overall race time and second fastest lap in the opening heat. Mark Scape was the only guy quicker than him on the circuit, so he's getting some speed out of this thing.
Just a little correction there. You can see how close the cars come to the walls here. Just it would only be a feather between him and that Armco coming on the pit straight. Throw it up the hill. Left-hander here, tricky.
Alan, you've driven this course many, many times. Drive us around because it keeps you fairly active.
Here we go in the Dunlop loop. Down the start of the back straight, up a gear. A little bit of a right-hander hit now. The tough right-hander. Car has to fade through here. Just use up a little bit of the road. Come over to the right. Fade in tight. Miss the ripple strip on the right. Accelerate just. You can see now that you'd almost reckon the right rear was going to hit that curb, but he held it nicely. Tough corner here. Right-hander through Winfield. Up on the approach to the pit straight. Again, right on the Armco. Brick walls. High curbs. Can't dare hit that curb. They love painting them up for the drivers. Make sure they don't miss them. Here we go. Up the hill. And a left-hander coming here. You're laughing at me, Michael. I'm not sure why, but I'll deal with you later. Here we go.
You were starting to perspire. He was driving a bit quick, Mark.
The gap between Crompton and
a lot of
Jim
abuse
Richards
in this commentary booth, I must say. I'll have to take it up with the union on Monday.
The gap between Crompton and Jim Richards down to 1.8 seconds. Seems to have stabilised, but Neil sort of closing the gap as they go through different corners. So it's obviously faster on some parts of the track than others. And Jim Richards will have the GIO written all over his rearview mirror fairly shortly by the look of it.
Fabulous day today for Commodores, and particularly the Fred Gibson team. And it gives us something to look forward to for the next round, the 7th round of the Shell Australian Touring Car Championships, coming up in a fortnight from Malala Raceway in South Australia. You'll see that on the 7 network, or the station you're watching at the moment.
Crompton chipping away here on Richards. He's down under 1 second, so he's making good progress. Oh, there's a slower car. Richards will get held up badly there.
That'll hold him up nasty.
See if Crompton gets a clean run. It looks like the slower car was making a bit of room for the GIO car.
He is closer. He pounds it through here. Try and pick up a bit on brakes. We saw what good brakes the GIO car does have on that move on Longhurst earlier. And he's very perceptibly got Richards in his sight.
I'll tell you what, it is setting up a fabulous final this afternoon.
Sure is. And I'm
5-lap screamer.
I'm sure Neil will be hungry for a starting position on the front row, so Richards is of prime importance to him at this stage.
They come across the line. The last lap board goes out. Mark Scafe leads the parade up the hill again. Second spot held by Jimmy Richards. Third is this man, Neil Crompton, the GIO Australia Commodore, as they dip down into Dunlop Loop. And I'm surprised just how well these Commodores are sitting today. They're not dancing over the road.
No, they've had a little incremental additional help there at Eastern Creek. We mustn't take that away from them. They've got those new wings on, and each race that they continue to go to, the car will improve. Good tuning here for Malala.
Certainly is. They're coming down to the lake corner now for the final time. Mark Scafe having a great day here at Amaroo Park Raceway. His teammate Jimmy Richards sits in second, and Storm and Norman, Neil Crompton, runs in third. The last turn, the checkered flag, and Scafe makes it 2 from 2 over teammate Richards, and a whisker back to Crompton in the GIO Commodore. Fabulous finish to that one. And boy, does it set up a finish this afternoon, a little later, in the 5-lap screamer. Let's check them out now for you on the Shell race score. Mark Scafe, the winner. Second spot going to Jim Richards. Third to Neil Crompton. Fourth, Tony Longhurst. Trevor Ashby rounded out the 5, and we'll be back at Amaroo Park in just a sec for some Formula Ford action.